Welcome. In this lesson, we are going to explore percent. Percent is a topic that many students have seen before, but they may not always understand what it really means. Our goal is to build percent using visual models so that the numbers make sense. Let's begin with a percent grid. A percent grid is usually a 10 by 10 grid. That means it has 10 rows and 10 columns. And since we know that 10 times 10 is 100, there are 100 small squares in the grid. We use this grid to represent one whole, or 100%. So one full grid is 100%. Each small square is one part out of 100, so each small square represents 1%. This is where the word percent comes from. Percent means per 100, or out of 100. Now, let's shade 9 of my small squares. When I do that, I will have shaded 9%, because 9 out of 100 parts are shaded. This gives students a very concrete way to see that percent is not just a symbol. It's a way of describing how much of a whole we have. Now, let's shade a percent grid to show 37%. Since each small square is 1%, we need to shade 37 small squares. So here's 10, 20, 30, and 7. Shading 3 full rows gives us 30 squares, and then we need 7 more squares. So 37% is 37 squares out of 100. That represents 37 hundredths of the whole. Now, what if we want to shade 126%? This is greater than 100%, so one grid will not be enough. One full grid, if I shade the entire grid, represents 100. Then we need 26% more. So we shade one complete 10 by 10 grid, and then on the second grid, we need to shade 26 of our small squares. So there's 10, 20, and 6. That shows that 126 is 100% plus 26%. This is an important idea for students. Percents greater than 100 are not wrong or impossible. They just mean more than one whole. For example, if someone completed 126% of a fundraising goal, that means they reached the full goal and then went beyond it. As future teachers, this is a great place to ask students, what is the whole? Percent always depends on the whole. The same percent can represent different amounts depending on what the whole is. You are doing great. Percent becomes much easier when we connect it to pictures, and percent grids give us a clear, flexible model to work with.